Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Well, my little basic Druid run here is both getting really good and getting into the danger zone. So, 5 wins is already quite a good arena run, but once you get to 5 wins, if you can get 1 or 2 more wins, the rewards start to scale up significantly. A 7-win arena run gets you pretty darn good rewards. 5 is going to be still, like, it's nice, but it's not going to be that much, well, unless you're really lucky, it's not going to be that much more than the 150 gold you started with, right? But, of course, with 2 strikes, 1 loss, and I'm out. So let's see if I can get a couple more wins in here. And of course, I'm still, for this video, going to try and describe more about what my opponent's class can do, just to help you a little bit better idea of the playing field out there. It's another mage, that is kind of a repeat of the last game, but I didn't even talk about that much that they can do. There is so much that each class can do. Okay, this is too many spells. We're getting rid of that, and oh man. Guess I'll get rid of the bite, even though it's probably stupid. I'm going to keep the Mark of the Wild because it's cheaper, because if I can get a cheap minion and have it live for 1 turn, I can Mark of the Wild it, and that might help me in the short term. It's a mage, but of course, mage is pretty dangerous. There's a negative impact on the stuff that I play. Guess I could coin out the Mad Bomber. This could go any which way. It'd probably do 3 damage to me, for all I know. But nope, okay, that is fine. If it did more damage to my opponent than me, that's a huge win. But also, I got out a 3/2 creature, and is she going to waste a good spell to kill him, or let him be alive for a while? Alive is good. So, interesting. Leaving this guy alive, tremendously dangerous against a mage, because 2/3 for 2, he's already pretty good. Like, that's a good set of stats to have. Not higher than normal, it's just well arranged. But if she shoots him once, he'll be damaged, and that'll trigger his enrage, and suddenly he's a 5/2. 5 attack for a guy that costs 2 mana. That is not normal. So I do need to kill him, and because of that, like, if it was some other 2/3, I would probably play the Sunfury Protector, give this guy taunt, and then just attack the mage directly. But he has to die, so I'm going to use my Mark of the Wild, which will make my guy big enough to survive. Get rid of him. And she's still got to deal with him somehow. Well, now if she has a Frostbolt or something, it's well worth just blowing him up. There's another guy that's dangerous for a mage, because as I think I mentioned before, she can shoot him every turn and draw a card from it until he's finally killed somehow. I don't like him being alive. The problem is, if I hit him with my 5/2, then my guy's going to take 1 damage, and then she can just shoot him the next turn. So that's pretty sad. Yes, how to do this. I think what I'm going to do is just play the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. She's going to get to draw an extra card out of him at some point, but for that extra card, I'm going to hit her for 5 damage. And if she shoots him to draw a card, then she can't attack him and shoot him to kill him. I mean, once you play the Acolyte of Pain, you're going to draw 1 card. Unless I had an Assassinate or a Polymorph or Silenced him or something crazy like that. Well, Silence would be a good use, but playing a big kill-anything card would be pretty excessive. Okay, this is interesting, because he's going to grow every time something dies. I can use my 5/2 to kill that guy off, and he'll get +2 attack. Cool. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Not a lot of choice involved. She might be saving up for some area spells, but I think I can live with that at this point. And would you kill this guy now? She'll only draw 1 card from it, which she was going to get no matter how I killed him. I don't think I have any non-damage ways to kill something in this deck. There aren't all that many. I do have a couple guys that can silence. Don't have them in my hand, so they don't count right now. And I guess the other thing to play would be the Twilight Drake, because the longer I wait, the smaller he'll get. At least right now, he's Yeti size. 4-5 for 4 is pretty good.
Ready to ride.
Ah, that's annoying. This is why those charged creatures, they have much lower stats for their casting cost. But it's okay, because you can use them like a damage spell, right? She paid 3 mana for a 3-1, but because he could attack right away, you could just do 3 damage and kill my fairly obnoxious guy. Now, the fact that she shot him to bring him down to 1, or down by 1, so he's at 4 health now, means she might be planning to Flame Strike later, or she might just have a Frostbolt, which does 3 damage, and she could shoot him next turn, and then Frostbolt him and finally get rid of him. Finally. He's only been on the table for like a couple rounds. It's tempting to play the Druid of the Claw. If I wasn't worried, if she hadn't done that, actually, I'd be tempted to play the Druid of the Claw with charge, attack for 4, attack for another 4 here for a lot of damage. But I don't think that's going to work out so well. I don't want to have 2 things at 4 that she's planning a Flame Strike. What she might be doing is she's going to freeze them all next turn, like with a Frost Nova or something, and then Flame Strike and kill them all. That's no good. I forgot I was supposed to be talking about Mage. Okay. I'm going to hit her for 4, obviously. I was deciding if I was going to play the dog first, or not. But the answer is not. And I'm going to play the Druid of the Claw with the +2 health and taunt. He doesn't get to attack this turn, but it's going to be harder to kill him. And he's actually protecting my other stuff from charges. So the other thing I was going to talk about with mages, the mirror image card I was talking about last game, is mage is one of the class that has secrets, right? Secrets, when your opponent plays a secret, it has a pretty significant impact on the game, because suddenly you have to play this little mini game. You have to puzzle out what their secret is, because if you don't, it's going to bite you in the rear. you need to know what the secret is. Okay. I think I'm going to silence one of those.
Your magic shall not.
Because then I can ignore it, basically. I'm going to hit this. And I am going to hit her for 4. I probably should have played the Direwolf in here for more than 4, but I'm still worried about a Flame Strike, basically. So I don't want to play too much of my stuff. This guy is pretty dangerous, but it would have taken so much effort to kill him for that turn anyway, that I didn't want to take away the drawback. See, look, she paid 5 mana for a 1/1. It normally costs 2. The Ice Lance is interesting, right? It only costs 1 mana. By itself, all it does is freeze a character. You can freeze the enemy hero so they can't attack with a weapon or with my shapeshift or something. You can freeze a minion so it can't attack next turn. But if you Ice Lance something that was already frozen, it deals 4 damage. For 1 mana, that's crazy. But there are only a few things you can use to get that combo. I don't know how often it works out. I wouldn't take it in the arena, because it's pretty hard to count on that freezing. Okay, I need to kill some stuff, though. What do we want to do? I could play him and hope that this guy attacks him. But I need to kill this guy now. I don't want to risk that. On her turn, she can, if she's going to let him die, she'll do it first and then play whatever she wants, so his drawback is not really a factor in my decision. I need to kill him. And I think, since I have a lot more life than my opponent, I think I'm just going to bite him.
For the wild.
You heard me. Because the bite's giving me 4 armor when I do it, so I'm only taking a net 3 damage from that. Now I could actually gain more health if I did something else, but then I'm going to attack, and I'm going to play the Sun Fury Protector, just in case of any shenanigans. I was very tempted to play her on the other side. Only give taunt to the one that has more toughness, because then she couldn't pick on this guy. There's that Flame Strike. If she hadn't played it, next turn I would have roared and just crushed her, so she needed to get rid of it. But she doesn't have too much of an army right now. She's going to have a lot less of an army if I swipe. And you know what? The way my mana works... swiping these guys, they're so junky, though, right? I don't really want to swipe those guys. I could already use my Kung Fu and kill her. But you know what? No, you know what? I'm going to say that. I was going to say I could swipe my opponent directly for 4 and still kill this with the 1 damage part. And that wouldn't be bad, but it's not doing enough. I should save it in case she plays something bigger. It's not worth the waste. So I'm instead going to use my shapeshift and kung fu her. She's pretty annoying because she does increase the health of a random minion on her side once, like at the end of every turn. That can really add up. Although there's a chance she'd waste it on the mirror image, which can't attack because it has no attack, but doesn't have taunt anymore. It would still be dangerous if she played like a Direwolf Alpha next to it, though. Then it would be able to attack, right? I hate to do it because I'm worried about area of effect spells, but I'm going to play the Direwolf Alpha now anyway. Because if she doesn't kill enough of my stuff, I might be able to Savage Roar, swipe, and kill her next turn. It's going to be close. So that's bad news. Now she can attack with this. She used all her mana, so she couldn't just shoot him, which is nice. So this would be good for helping kill her in a future turn. Can I kill her this turn? 2 plus 4 is 6 damage, plus 2 more on the wolf, plus 2 more for me. I can kill her. I'm going to Kung Fu as well, as long as it doesn't mess up my mana. Yeah, I've got 6 left, so I can afford it. Gotta make sure. I've messed up some games by miscounting things. Ta-da! I was supposed to talk about secrets, and I did a horrible job. Mages have secrets. Alright. But I did get another win. It means I can keep going. Keep going until I get that 3rd loss. And I seriously don't even know if it caps out at 12 wins anymore. I beat the arena once when the maximum was 9 wins. And then they upped the maximum to 12 wins. And that's a lot harder because the people who have 9 or more wins, they're like rough.
Malfurion versus Uther.
But then I beat it once at 12 wins, I think. I know I got to 11. I'm pretty sure I beat it once. And that was cool. When you beat the arena, unless things have changed, you get one of the rewards you get. You get 5 little boxes. One of them has a pack in it. And one of them, if you beat the arena, or if you get it like 12 or higher anyway, is a golden card. A card that will be golden automatically. The golden cards don't do anything different. It's just purely for show. If you don't care about the fact that your cards would have an animated picture instead of a still picture and would look shinier and stuff, that's okay. Because you can go into the crafting screen and you can disenchant your gold cards and they give you a lot more dust. If you disenchant a gold card, you can use it to build any card of the same rarity. So you can get your choice of cards, which is pretty cool. Especially if you ever get a golden legendary. Because then you can just blow it. If you don't like one too much, you can blow it up and turn it into any legendary you want, which is awesome. So I didn't play the Elven Archer last turn because I want to use that ability to shoot something. The Paladin's going to make a 1/1 token out of this at some point, and I'm going to shoot it. But in the meantime, good luck, Tidehunter. And the thing is, because I already have an ability to shapeshift and do 1 damage, with this plus the Elven Archer, I can actually kill something that has 2 hit points. Having a 1/1 out there at the first turn of the game isn't really going to do that much, because you know what? A 1/1 creature often just flat out loses to anything that costs 2 mana. It might not even be able to kill it. Okay, so given the choices here, I could Wrath, do 1 damage to him and draw a card, but I'm going to try and conserve my cards a little bit. I'm just going to kill him for basically free. I mean, he's using all my mana for my turn, but I didn't have much else to do for 3 mana. Next turn I'm going to want to play some cards. But these guys are doing okay for me right now. Coin. Paladins can do a lot of things with 4 mana. Paladins have a ton of cards that cost 4 and kill stuff. Ooh, speaking of cards that cost 4 and are awesome, the Gnomish Inventor, draws a card when it comes into play. So that's why its stats are so much lower you could get you should easily be able to get a 4/4 for 4, and it's only a 2/4. But it's still tough to kill. Like, it would take as much effort to kill this as it would to kill something that's good. But it's already done its job. It's drawn you a whole other card. So, although it may slow your deck down a little bit because you're playing this instead of something better, it's helping keep your hand full so you have more options, and you can just play more later in the game when you have 10 mana. If you draw this, you're like, okay, you play it and draw another card. You still have 6 mana left to hopefully play a better card. And you have a bonus 2/4 out there. So it can be good that way. I am going to play the Shieldmaster because he can protect my guys while they keep beating on my opponent. But yes. Paladins, though, they're 4 mana cards. There's Consecrate. It's 4 mana, deal 2 damage to all opposing characters. So it would hit all my minions for 2 and also me. That's pretty rough. They also have Hammer of Wrath, costs 4, it just does 3 damage to one target, but they draw a card from it, so it replaces itself, which is fantastic. They have that Blessing of Kings, which isn't one of the cards I was thinking of, but +4/+4 to a minion is so good, and especially if you play it on a minion that has already been in play for one turn, so something that can attack right away, you get that surprise value. It is like a huge charge creature almost, because this was like nothing on the battlefield, and now suddenly it's killing all my good stuff. But I'm not too worried about it, because I still can do 5 damage with the Starfall here. And that's what I'm going to do. Uses my mana efficiently, so why not? I was tempted to just bite it and shoot it or something, but it has attack bigger than the amount of armor that I get from bite, so I take less damage by Starfalling it. And because... which actually isn't that worthwhile when I have full health, but the fact that the bite is cheaper makes me want to save it for a time when maybe I don't have that extra mana lying around. So that's a pretty strong card, Sword of Justice. It's a bad weapon for attacking, right? It can attack 5 times, but it only does 1 damage. But every time he plays a minion, it uses 1 durability and gives that minion +1/+1. And that's fantastic. That's 5/5 worth of stats for 3 mana. It's spread out, and it takes time, but it's awesome. And it goes really well with their ability to make a 1/1 every turn, if they so choose. So, let's see. I'm going to play this guy. He's pretty good. And then I'm going to play the Direwolf Alpha, which will give +1 attack to this guy, so he can kill that. He's also giving a bonus to this guy. He's not that hard to kill, but he did his job there. He let me trade a bad creature for a slightly better creature. Wow, now that's like an epic paladin card. It's like that mage card, the Magic Missile one. It does 3 random damage, but there's a big difference between 3 and 8. Now, I had enough stuff out there, and I got lucky. A bunch of it hit me and left the guy alive, so he was forced to take the damage from sorting it. But Avenging Wrath is still really strong. It can kill a lot of stuff, or soften things up enough that you get through. Or if your opponent has no creatures left, if you can just kill off all your opponent's creatures, then Avenging Wrath, you just did 8 damage directly to them, which is pretty darn strong, and the randomness doesn't even factor in. I kind of hate to waste the silence, but I think I'm going to play this guy with no target.
Your magic shall not save you.
Because then I can play the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, and uses my mana pretty well, and he's a pretty serious, decent army. My opponent has so many cards, though. He has not been spending many cards. So their paladins can really come back. When you start getting into the crazy paladin cards, apart from Avenging Wrath, which is a strong late-game card, they have Lay on Hands, which costs 8 mana.
Let me think.
It restores 8 life. So that's kind of like, you probably aren't doing anything that turn, but the 8 life should help you to survive it. And it draws 3 cards. So if they can get the battlefield anywhere near even, and then Lay on Hands themselves, they can put themselves right back in the game when it looked like they were in trouble. Wow, he wasted the last use on his +1/+1 weapon so that he could get out the other 4 costs, like Killing Stuff card, the True Silver Champion here. This is a really good weapon, right? It has 2 uses, it does 4 damage, which means it can kill minions pretty well. And every time he attacks with it, it heals him for 2. So if he's killing small minions, it's costing him no life, maybe even gaining him life. But even if he hits something as like a 4/4, he's not taking as much damage as you normally would from a weapon, so it's really good.
What to do?
What to do is a good question. I'm thinking I'm going to shoot this guy. Then I'm going to play my Brewmaster. I wanted to play my Brewmaster, but I don't want to bounce my Ghoul because he's getting bigger as I leave him in play. So I want to bounce the card that only costs 1. Plus, I'll get to reuse her 1 damage ability later. It's not that impressive right now, though. I could use this guy and just kill that guy and win, but it'd be too easy to kill the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. So I'm instead going to use Wrath to kill him. I don't get to draw the card from using the 1 damage version of Wrath. But I've got a good-sized army out here, and that makes him bigger before he attacks. In fact, my opponent's getting low enough, I'm tempted to just play this. Why not? So he really wants to kill this Ghoul, because you kind of want to kill it first. Anything else he kills will make it bigger. Consecration, that hurts, but it's only 2 damage. It kills her, makes him bigger. Oh, he had 2 Consecrates. That hurts. And he's going to attack me with his sword. He'd love to save it to kill minions, but his life total is so low that he both can't afford the damage that he would take from killing minions with it, and he wants to gain the 2 life from attacking me. I unfortunately can't do much back to him. Innervate was a bad draw right now, not something I want. I'm going to hold on to these cards, though, in addition to the fact that I'd rather use this as a surprise to kill him, and by not playing it I get the flexibility that maybe he'll play a minion that I need to kill. But if I get really lucky, I'll draw one of my Auctioneers and be able to draw cards from, say, Innervate and other spells that I play. Not having any minions right now is really bad, though. If I use Shapeshift with Bite, I'd be doing 5 damage. It's not enough to kill this guy. So I'm gonna... I hate to do it, but that's basically my whole turn. I need to draw a minion badly. I mostly need it to be an Auctioneer so that I can Mark of the Wild, draw a card. Innervate, draw a card. Bite something, draw a card.
Mind if I roll need?
When he dies, my opponent's going to draw a card. He's turning this around. This guy, the fact that he heals 6 when he comes into play, that makes for some big turnarounds. Oh, this is not the minion I wanted, but you take what you have to. Take what you can get, I should say. So 4/4 is not too bad. I can turn him into a 6/6, which I have no choice. I need the taunt because I'm getting beat up. I hope he doesn't have a silence, because a silence would reduce him to just the 4/1 that's printed on his card, and then he would die miserably. Now I could use the bite. I'm not going to. I'm going to kill off the looter. Yes, I'm giving him another card, but he does more damage, and it's easier for him to kill this guy if he has the looter as one of his options. With just what he has in play, it would take both his minions to kill this, and they would both die, so that would be fine. But he might have a way to buff them. Paladins have a lot of buff spells. They have Blessing of Might, which only costs 1 and gives a minion +3 attack. They have Blessing of Kings, which we saw, the +4/+4 for 4 mana. It's pretty awesome. Wow, he's willing to take 6 damage minus the 2 healing. So that he can keep this alive and still hit me this turn. Ouch. Oh, things are looking grim now. I don't think an Auctioneer can even save me. I know you can't save me. Wow, I am dead. I don't think there's any way out of it. So I can bite this guy. And I always do that. I was thinking I can bite him and then Kung Fu him, but remember, These both just buff me. I still only get one attack per turn. Oh, man. So if I bite and shapeshift,
I wonder.
yeah, it's just not going to work out. Because if I kill both of these guys, I'm still taking 9 damage for sure. To kill him, I would have to spend this and this, which would mean that I wouldn't be able to kill them. And guess what? They also do 5 damage. It's kind of all the same. There's no way I can get out of it. So I guess we'll just go for it. Actually, I think I get one more armor by doing it that way. So you know what? I am not technically automatically dead because I managed to get myself that 10th hit point. But he can do 9 damage to me with this. All he needs is anything that does 1 damage and I'm dead. And even if he doesn't, I'm going to be at 1 hit point. I'm going to die next turn for sure. He's attacking me already. I suspect he's got something. Hammer of Wrath. Nope, Wolf Rider. Okay. He has charge, so he wins. Well, that's going to be the end of my arena run. I did a horrible job of trying to explain what all the different classes could do. I didn't get to any of the secrets. There's a lot to the game, though. You can't just explain it all in 20 minutes, especially while you're trying to play and think about what you play. But now that I'm done, I got my 3 strikes. It doesn't give me the option to play anymore. I just click anywhere here, and let's see what my rewards are. I think I'll get 4 boxes. No, still only 3. I would have got 4 boxes in the next level, but they should have better stuff in them. There's always a pack. 85 gold, right? Remember, it costs 150 to enter the arena. A pack is worth 100, so I've already gained 35 gold. 55 dust. That is half a rare worth of dust. It takes 100 dust to craft any rare card you want, so no, that's not too bad. Although, one more win and it would have been even better. But what I always do after I play an arena run here, let's go see what I get in my pack. This is opening a pack. You can press space to just open the pack all at once instead of dragging it over there. It doesn't really matter. We've got Holy Wrath. Another Paladin damage card. I don't like this one as much, but it costs 5. You draw a card and then deal damage equal to the cost of whatever you drew. I don't think it shows your opponent the card, which is one of the nice things about being a computer game. If this was like a real physical CCG, then you'd have to a card like this. You could have a card exactly like this, except you would show your opponent what you draw, and then do damage equal to its casting cost, and then you put the card in your hand. But this way, they don't even see what you drew. They just know how much damage it did. It's pretty random, though. If you have any cheap cards in your deck, it might not do as much damage as Holy Wrath, or as Hammer of Wrath, which costs 4 and always does 3 and draws you a card. Anyway, I've got Acolyte of Pain, Mark of Nature, Human Fire, and a Loot Hoarder, which are all pretty decent cards, although I had all of those except for Holy Wrath. Anyway, that was my arena run, and next time I do a basic run, I'll be playing a different class for sure. Hopefully I'll see you back here next time. If you found that useful or entertaining, or if you enjoy cookies, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.